Russell Brand has been accused of exposing himself to a woman and laughing about it minutes later on his BBC Radio 2 show. The fresh claims against the comedian and actor come after he was accused of rape, sexual assault and emotional abuse at the height of his fame. Channel 4's Dispatches, The Times and The Sunday Times published the allegations over the weekend after 4 women came forward with claims, with the incidents taking place between 2006 and 2013 at the height of Brand's fame. He strongly denied the claims before they were published and insisted any relationships he has had were consensual. Seventh woman's new allegation. A seventh woman, who has chosen to remain anonymous, came forward with new allegations about an incident which allegedly took place in 2008. She claims it took place when she was working for an organization in the same building as the BBC in Los Angeles. The woman never made a formal complaint. However, BBC management was informed about the incident in 2019, but no formal action was taken. She claims she answered the door to Brand and his team on June 16, who were set to pre-record an episode of The Russell Brand Show. The woman went to the bathroom to get her medication and walked past the radio studio. She claims that, while she was squatting to look through the medicine cabinet, she felt someone behind her. The woman alleged she turned around to face a man's crotch. "I was startled and got up and I realized it was the man that had let in Russell," she told BBC News. She claims she recalled him saying, "Oh, I think you're a bit alright. I think you're a bit of alright," and that he was going to call her Betty. The woman said that wasn't her name, and claims he replied, "Well, I'm gonna F you." And I said, "No, you're not." She claims he then pulled out his penis on his hand and pretty much served it to me as you would be serving someone some food. The woman said she felt trapped as the bathroom door was closed. The woman alleges he then put his penis back in his trousers, and she heard someone banging on the door, at which point Brand allegedly left the bathroom. The woman said she returned to her desk and texted a BBC employee about the incident. He informed her he already knew what had happened as Brand was allegedly talking about it. Following the recent allegations against Brand, the woman tracked down the program being recorded on that day. The episode aired on June 21, 2008 and featured an exchange between Brand and Matt Morgan. In the clip, Morgan said, "It's been 25 minutes since he showed his willy to a lady." A laughing Brand said, "Very easy to judge. Very easy to judge. Look," Morgan quipped, "receive this. He got told off for ringing a bell, minutes later has showing his willy." Brand could be heard laughing in the background. "I feel ashamed, but more so I wonder had something been done, perhaps there would have been fewer women he would have done horrible things to, which we're reading about in the papers now," the woman shared. "Had I known audio existed, I probably would have done something as the incident would have been corroborated." Matt Morgan has since broken his silence, telling the BBC's News at 10, "I was not aware until now of the nature of this encounter. I've expressed my regrets now looking back at the impact of the show, and this is a further example. The recent coverage has been very distressing to read and I reiterate my absolute condemnation of any form of mistreatment of women." In response, a BBC spokesperson told the Mirror, "We're very sorry to hear of these allegations and we will look into them. We are conducting a review to look at allegations of this nature and if the woman who has shared her story is willing to speak to us, We would be very keen to hear from her and anyone else who may have information. A key part of the review is to understand what complaints were made at the time, if there was knowledge of Russell Brand's conduct while he worked on BBC Radio, and what was done as a result. We will of course speak to the Bureau team and anyone who was working there in 2008 as part of this. Further, the Director General has been very clear that some broadcasts from that period were, and are, inexcusable and totally unacceptable, and would never be aired today. Sixth alleged victim. It comes just days after a sixth alleged victim has come forward. Brand has been accused of pinning a woman down and kissing her, even though she told him to stop. The woman, who has chosen to not disclose her identity, claimed to The Sun the recent Channel 4 Dispatches documentary brought up painful memories of her encounter with Brand. The alleged victim was just 21 when she claimed to have met Brand, who was 33 in 2008 at the Soho Theatre in London. The woman claims she was later invited to an upstairs bar at another gig when she accidentally spilt her drink on Russell's trousers before he is said to have asked her for her phone number. The woman claims that she eventually sent Mr. Brand a picture of herself in a bra and pajama shorts after he allegedly asked her for racy snaps. Brand later allegedly invited the woman to his dressing room after a gig in West London, where they came face to face once again. The woman claims that Brand encouraged her and her female friend to perform sex acts on one another, but they refused to do so. The Sun reports that Brand was really persistent in his demands, adding that the women were there and that is what they were here for. But her pal soon became fed up with his demands and is said to have stormed out of the dressing room. Speaking to the publication, she said the actor forced her onto the sofa as she attempted to push him off, explaining she had to leave. "He was kissing me on my neck and holding me down," she told the publication before saying, "He was telling me to stay." This went on for about 10 minutes or so until he stopped. Something in him switched and he became very nasty, very fast. He started saying, "Don't you know who I am? Why wouldn't you want to do this?" Brand allegedly later sent a letter of apology for his behavior on the night in question, but she has not heard from him since. She replied, "If someone says no, then you can't pressure people." On her decision to speak out, the unidentified woman told The Sun that the Dispatch's story brought it all back for her. Met's statement on fifth alleged victim. Earlier this week, Metropolitan Police shared a statement confirming they had received a formal complaint from a woman, Brand's fifth alleged victim, to have come forward. The allegation is of sexual assault which is claimed to have taken place in Soho, central London, in 2003. In a short statement, the force said, on Sunday, September 17, the Met received a report of a sexual assault which was alleged to have taken place in Soho in central London in 2003. Officers are in contact with the woman and will be providing her with support. We first spoke with the Sunday Times on Saturday, September 16 and have since made further approaches to the Sunday Times and Channel 4 to ensure that anyone who believes they have been the victim of a sexual offence is aware of how to report this to the police. Allegations made against Brand in Channel 4's Dispatches program. Brand faces 4 more allegations, including rape, sexual assault and emotional abuse. The women made allegations against the actor and comedian in the joint investigation with The Times, The Sunday Times and Channel 4's Dispatches, and claimed the incidents happened during the height of his fame between 2006 and 2013. It's claimed the incidents happened both in the UK and at his home in Los Angeles. One victim claims to have been just 16 years old at the time, when he was 31. Speaking to the outlet, one woman claimed Mr. Brand raped her at his home in Los Angeles, allegedly against the wall of his home. The alleged victim is said to have received treatment at a rape crisis center on the same day and claimed Brand said he was very sorry for causing distress. A second woman claimed Brand, aged 31, assaulted her when she was just 16 and still studying at school. The alleged victim claims he often referred to her as the child during their emotionally abusive relationship, which lasted 3 months. She later claimed to the Sunday Times that Russell forced his penis down her throat, which made her choke. The alleged victim claimed she attempted to push Brand off of her and later punched him in the stomach in order to make him stop. It's claimed that Mr. Brand allegedly sent cars to Alice's school to drop her off at his home. Both the Sunday Times and Channel 4 have used fake names for the alleged victims. In the program, Alice said, "He forced his penis down my throat and I couldn't breathe, he was just choking me," before adding, "I was crying and he said, oh, I only wanted to see your mascara run anyway." The trailer then showed a clip of Brand on stage discussing oral sex, which would make a female's mascara run as he mimicked the action. Meanwhile, a third claimed that Brand sexually assaulted her while she was working in Los Angeles with the actor and alleges that he later threatened her with legal action if she disclosed what had allegedly happened. A fourth claimed that she was sexually assaulted by Russell, who was also emotionally abusive towards her. Mr. Brand denies all allegations made against him. Russell Brand's statement on the allegations: Brand has denied any allegations. In a statement on his YouTube channel, Brand said, "Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received 2 extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email. One from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff like community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather broke attacks, often very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that. Then almost too transparent, and am being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan, when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of, and we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, "Watch out, Russell. They're coming from you. You're getting too close to the truth." Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles. Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right-wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's being clear to me, or at least it feels to me like Terry's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kinds of voices. and I mean, my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand out to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narrative that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently, in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack. If you've been a victim of sexual assault, you can access help and resources via www.rapecrisis.org.uk or calling the National Telephone Helpline on 0808 802 9999. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.